Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024 business meeting of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and can everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Santos, correspondence?
Yes. 12:13, we received an email from Kristen Smooker regarding varsity cheer nationals. Zachary Hertline, varsity cheer nationals. On 12:20, received an email from Juliana Sacco, OBHS varsity cheer team. Kristen Cruz, OBH varsity cheer team. Dr. Teresa Curry, OBHS varsity cheer team. Rodriguez, OBHS varsity cheer team. Kristen Smooker, OBH varsity cheer team. Kevin and Mariah Paredes, OBHS varsity cheer team. Kristen Emerson, OBHS varsity cheer team. Kristen Smooker, varsity cheer. Karen Morea, 2024 to 25 calendar. Christine Kingsley, 2024 to 2025 school calendar. Jill McKenna, regarding the principal, Ms. Argaman, and Kayla Palent, and then Ashley Pestine regarding sports policies.
Thank you, Ms. Santos. I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Yanni for the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Ms. Kowalski, and good evening, everybody. The Counseling Center hosted the 11th grade college information night on Wednesday, January 17th. Students and their families were invited to attend this informational session, which walked them through the entire college application process. So I want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Danka, our supervisor of guidance, and all the guidance counselors who attended for their work in helping our students and their families navigate to the college application process. So thank you so much. Tonight you'll see on the agenda a resolution for the approval of the 24-25 school calendar. I want to assure you that setting up a school calendar is a meticulous process that we take very seriously. Our team begins this process during the summertime and involves multiple steps to ensure that we provide the best possible calendar for our students, staff, and the community. This calendar that I'm proposing tonight to the board includes a post-Labor Day start to the school year, in addition to the traditional closure of the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and the observance of the Lunar New Year as an official school holiday. Once the calendar is approved tonight, hopefully it will be approved, we're going to begin the process of entering all the dates and make sure that all the events are listed. And during the summer, usually we have the final version that you see mailed in their homes. As a Board of Education update tonight, we'll have the first budget presentation. I'm sure you have read in the paper the past few days about the state aid and the foundation aid and the different cuts. Right now, we are working through the process. So tonight, Ms. Raynor, Deputy Superintendent, will run the first of many budget presentations. Everything will be posted online on the website, so please follow. We have been working very hard to be creative with what we have. The financial and operational efficiency is also one of our top priorities, and we're always exploring ways to make the most of what we have. So as we begin this process, I want to thank the Board of Education for their support, and I look forward to the many meetings, and thank you, Ms. Raynor, for all the time that you put in. preparing for this budget. So at this point, I'd like to invite Ms. Reno to the podium.
Thank you so much. Good evening. Tonight's board meeting brings you the first of several budget presentations that will be presented to the Board of Education and the community over the next few months. This presentation is going to provide an introduction to the budget process and timeline. As Dr. Yanni just stated, this presentation was posted on the agenda this evening for tonight's meeting. In addition, the budget page will be developed on the Board of Education, on the Office of Facilities website, where all the budget presentations and supporting documents will be posted. The OBEN budget is developed with the vision of empowering all students to achieve excellence. The Board of Education goals are the focal point of developing the budget to ensure that we have the funds in place to achieve our goals. As presented earlier in the year, the Board of Education goals focus on 3 pillars: one of student achievement, which you see here, the finance and operations of the district, as well as the community. Throughout the budget process, it's also important to note and reflect on the points of pride through our district. And as I stated, this is on the website, so I won't read every single one, but just to highlight a few of our points of pride this year. We have our first ever New York State approved career and technical education program in TV production and multimedia journalism, many of which are here tonight. The opening of the Collab Space and Innovation Lab this year. We have the New York Seal by Literacy, Seal Civic Readiness programs at the high school level. There's several AP awards that we've received, and as well as the elementary level and expansion into our world languages in 5th and 6th grades. We also have had several high-profile performance opportunities, including a performance of the Billy Joel Street naming just earlier this year, the continued expansion of the district strings program at the middle and high school levels, as well as others, including a first ever Honor Society at Vernon. Strong athletic participation, which we've heard in past presentations and certificates given to the students, and several school spirit, including the Friday Night Lights and Color Wars and events happening throughout the school year. As we've heard throughout this past fall, we have several top-tier colleges and universities, including MIT, Columbia, Clemson, and several others, many of them which are here. These are only just a few. So as we get into the budget process, it's important to talk about our mission. The mission for this year is to support the students of the Oyster Bay, East Norwich, in providing high-quality academic, athletic, and arts programs, investing in our facilities improvements while remaining fiscally responsible to our community members. When we look at the focus of this year's budget, is to stay within the allowable tax levy cap, to align resources for the best possible educational opportunities, and to continue to maintain and improve the buildings and grounds for the students and our community, all while remaining fiscally responsible to strengthen our long-term financial condition, as well as to support our community members. So when building the budget, simply put, the revenues must equal the expenses. So we are constantly being creative to make sure we can find our efficiencies to reduce our expenses, expand the programs that we have that support our vision and our mission. When you look at the budget, the main part of our revenue does come from the tax levy in this district. The main part of our expenses is the salary and benefits and contractual expenses. So these are the main categories you will see over the next few months. I will dive into each side individually. So the more predictable items that we do have in our budget are our salaries and our contractual obligations year to year. Our less predictable are the CPI, healthcare costs, and this year specifically our state aid, which was just released recently. So before we go into the season, it's important to look at the prior budget for the current year that we're in. So to remind everybody from last year, our adopted budget was $64.4 million at a tax levy percent increase of 2.34, which was also within the allowable tax levy limit. You can see this represents about 5.5 from state aid, other revenues, and the tax levy here. So 2 factors that really help our budget practices are our strong Moody's rating of AA1 and our positive audit reports, which were presented this past fall. These dates represent the next few budget presentations where I said I'll go into further depth about the tax, the state aid, as well as the expenditure and revenue sides of the budget, all culminating with the budget vote on May 21st, 2024. As I stated, that this timeline, as well as the presentation and other supporting documents, will be posted on the district's webpage under the budget section. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Rayner. That was great. Okay, let's move on to the approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes as listed and attached below? Do you have a motion? Second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to public participation on agenda items, opportunity for the public to be heard. In accordance with the open meetings law, school board meetings where school district business will be discussed are open to the public. The Oyster Bay East Norwich School Board of Education welcomes public comment at its meetings. The Board of Education will respond to comments and/or inquiries in the appropriate manner. This portion of the meeting is designed exclusively for agenda items. A sign-in book is provided for those residents wishing to address the board. In order to be recognized, you must be signed in. Each speaker will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes. The board president will call you to the microphone in the order in which you have signed in. Public discussion is prohibited regarding matters relating to an individual's reputation, privacy, or right to due process, which in some way could be violated. A second commentary period is provided for non-agenda items prior to adjournment. We thank you for participation and cooperation. No one signed in. Let's move on to instructional personnel items. Approval of instructional personnel items. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the instructional personnel items as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to approval of non-instructional personnel items. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the non-instructional personnel items as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion? Second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of business items. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the business items as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion? Second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to approval of special services resolution. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the special services resolution as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. New business. Approval of new business resolutions. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the new business resolutions as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're now up to the point of public participation on non-agenda items. No, no one signed in. Okay, that's it. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Thank you, everyone.